Welcome back, ladies and gentlemen, to another video. And today we're going to be talking about the 7 sources of income that millionaires make. And the reason why we're going to be talking about this is because I recently got a question from somebody. They said, Casey, I'm just getting started in my financial journey. I'm not necessarily paycheck to paycheck. I've got a little bit left at the end of the month, but I'm not building the type of generational wealth that I think that my children deserve. Okay, so I wanted to basically get into where I thought they should start. So the first place that I directed them to was one of my favorite books of all time, Rich Dad, Poor Dad. Okay, so it's just the mindset, right? The mindset of getting into thinking about dollars as soldiers. Your dollar's not just something that's meant to be spent, meant to all be spent on vacations, but it's something that's going to go out there and get you some income. Okay, it's like I said, it's a soldier. We'll go into this cash flow quadrant really quick. Part of this millionaire income thing, we're going to talk about the cash flow quadrant. So we see employee here, has a job, self-employed. You work for yourself, but you could take a vacation. You set your own hours, but you still pay some of the highest taxes. Business owner, you own a system that works for you. Investor, you have money working hard for you. Okay, so this is where we want to get. Okay, this is ultimately where we want to push our capital. This is generally where we start. Okay, fun fact, 80% of millionaires did not inherit their wealth. So that means they started here, or some of them started here, and they push their capital this way. Okay, they push it down the line until they get to investor, where their money works hard for them. So that's where we're going to go down in this video. So number one is dividend income. Okay, so this is from stocks owned. So this could be from your own personal business or private business, but for most people, it's just going to be from public corporations. So this could be owning an index fund, or it could be, let me show you guys my little portfolio in here. All right, so let me move myself over here up top right. And I've been tracking this for about a year and a half, and this is where it's at right now. Okay, so this is rents. We see monthly interest. That's from stable coins. We can get into that a little bit later. Monthly dividends, $127. All right, that's not much, but for a year and a half of work, where I've had a lot of people say, "Why are you saving this way? What are you doing?" Now, for the rest of my life, I'm going to get at least $127 just put into my pocket because of work that I've done in the past. Like I said, if we go back over here to this cash flow quadrant, I'm taking all that employment money and I'm pushing it over here to the investor quadrant. So dividend stocks own. Okay. Number two, this is according to IRS data, by the way. Number two, income from paychecks. So going back to this cash flow quadrant, that's talking employee. That could be talking about paying yourself from your business, self-employed. Okay, so obviously we know what to do with that. One thing I want to mention about number two here is that we don't want to be penny wise and pound foolish. For example, there are certain things that we could do ourselves, like you could refinish your own deck. You could fix your own toilet. But does it make sense for you to spend your time doing that, or does it make sense for you to increase the value of those earned paychecks, right? For you to increase your value in number two here. All right, so we have to think about that. What's the opportunity cost of our time there? That's something important to think about. Number three, rent from real estate. So let's go back over to my little thing here. So right now I'm deployed, so rents, I've got somebody renting right now. Another thing that people could think about doing out there is, let's say that you live in a 3, 4, 5 bedroom house. You could think about renting out some of those rooms. Also, if you're getting a residential loan, you could think about getting a duplex, triplex, fourplex, renting out some of those units. That's something that can get you started even if you're buying your first house. Quick side note, if you are getting started and you don't have any stocks, you don't have a house, one thing that I would recommend, especially with this inflationary environment, once again, not financial advice here, but I would definitely recommend you having a house before you go really deep into stocks, because the reason is because you can do things like rent by the room. You can do things like renting out other units, and you can do things like not having your rent go up every time your landlord decides that it's time for your rent to go up. So rents from real estate, that's number three. Royalties from selling something that you own, invented. Not many people are going to have that. You could buy books, you could do ebooks, you could do something like a YouTube channel. This is kind of in that realm, but it's more like a business. But anyways, that is number four. Number five, capital gains from selling appreciated assets. So that could be anything. That could be paper assets. That could be furniture. That could be gold, things of that nature, right? Basically speculating that the price of things will go up, which the price of things will go up as long as we continue to print money into existence. So number 6, profits from the businesses they own. So starting your own business. This is one that's very important to me because let's talk about safety, right? A lot of people want to have that quote unquote safety from their job. But how safe is a job really? That the only safety that you've got with the job is that when somebody goes into a boardroom, right? Some higher ups go into a boardroom, they decide that they're going to keep your department around, right? So there's safety in having good skills. There's safety in the fact that somebody else might be willing to hire you if you are worth hiring, but there is no safety in working for someone else's company. So the reason why I say it's important to have a business is because the business is something that you own that pays you money, right? So that could be your second home that you're renting out. That could be your stocks, right? That could be your actual business that you function and have employees in. But it is just, for me, it's that thing that you own that pays you money, okay? We got to have that because that is the real safety, okay? And the last one down here is CDs, bonds, and other interest from savings, CDs, bonds, and other lending activities. So you can go into something like a lending club. You can also lend out crypto on brokerages like BlockFi. I have a link in the description down below if you want to get some free Bitcoin through BlockFi. They're paying me some pretty good interest over there in BlockFi, 7% on my stable coins. Don't want to go too deep into that just because the crypto market has been a little bit crazy. And if you look into it a little bit deeper, what those stable coins, which are one-to-one backed by US dollars supposedly, they're really backed by assets such as these other assets that are on the screen here, right? Like stocks, bonds, CDs, other financial products. Okay, so if other things crash, then those stable coins will no longer be backed by anything. But anyways, hopefully this helps you guys get started. Like I said before, if you're just getting started, Rich Dad, Poor Dad, great place to start. The other one that's a great place to start is Richest Man in Babylon, the whole idea of pay yourself first. So you get paid, you pay your investment account, and then you figure out the rest, right? So then we're not in any real danger, but we're just getting richer and richer every single paycheck. So hopefully you guys liked the video. If you did, make sure you give it a thumbs up. Let me know how many of these sources of income you guys have, how many you're gonna have within the next year, within the next 2 years. Keep grinding out there, and I'll see you guys in the next video.